Good afternoon, everyone. It's David Schlotthauer here in the home weather office with another detailed weather forecast. We're going to do something a little different today. Instead of looking at the tropics, we're actually going to take a day off at looking at that and looking at the U.S. weather because there's going to be some big changes coming with a big heat wave for much of the eastern half of the U.S. We could be looking at record-breaking temperatures and much more. So here's a look at the latest satellite imagery from College Dew page. As we look at the entire United States, we do have some severe weather that is anticipated over the next few days over the high plains as well as the northern plains because we have this trough out west. This is going to help to bring southwesterly flow. We get moisture vecting underneath that, we get the dynamics, and that's how you get some severe weather. And again, each and every day when we have severe weather, there's also a risk for tornadoes, damaging winds, and some hail. So that's what we're dealing with over the next few days with some severe weather. Not super significant, but definitely a day to watch depending on where you're at. So putting this into motion here on the ECMWF model, this is the European model version of numerical weather forecasting. And as we do take a look at the entire United States and Canada, including for portions of Mexico on your screen, again, the green colors denote where it's raining. If it's dark greens, heavy rain. If it's light green, light rain. All right. So putting this into motion for Sunday morning, and we can see where that system is going to be. We have some showers and some thunderstorms. We have our upper level disturbance, and at the surface, we have a low level disturbance as well, and that's going to help to increase the chances of showers and thunderstorms. But guess what? Down here in the deep south, we got to keep an eye on for more moisture surging out of the Gulf of Mexico onshore. And that's going to dump a lot of rainfall by the latter part of the weekend into early next week. And as we put this into motion by Monday morning, we can see that moisture really streaming northward by Monday afternoon. And of course, we have some severe weather yet again, maybe some tornadoes, some significant hail, and some damaging winds as well. Because again, we have that moisture coming in out of the south. We got cooler air coming out of the west here. And the meeting point exerts a lot of lift into the atmosphere. That confluent zone, that boundary is going to be the convergence point on where we see thunderstorms, and some of them could be strong. Now, let's go all the way into Wednesday morning for your morning commute, because that's where we have some more, actually Thursday morning, not Wednesday morning, my bad. We have this broader circulation. Now, this down here in the Gulf of Mexico from the National Hurricane Center has a 50% chance of tropical formation. Nothing changed since yesterday. That's why we're not making a video only on that system today. We're taking a day off from the tropics, and I thought it would be a good idea at doing a U.S. weather forecast for you all. So that's why this video is entirely different than the tropics, but we'll probably be looking at the tropics again tomorrow because there's something else that really has recently popped up in the numerical model field, especially near the Bahamas, and I'll show you that here briefly in a second. So going forward into Wednesday morning, that was Tuesday morning. So, sorry about that. I thought that was, oh my gosh, my days are mixed up. This is Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. So this is Thursday morning right here. All right, there's a system that could develop, okay? There's a system right here that has recently popped up in the numerical global computer model field from the European model. Even the GFS is also indicating this. In fact, the GFS is very bullish, possibly indicating a major hurricane. All right, this is a 5-day forecast. In fact, if we do and look at the GFS model really quickly, we could actually make a comparison where that actually is. Look at that. So the GFS indicating something in 5 days, and the European model indicating something a little weaker though, but in the same area, impacting Florida yet again. So this time around, we might have a named system in the Gulf and maybe another named system potentially impacting Florida. We shall see. That's for another video for tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow, hopefully, if I can get one out tomorrow, we will be looking at the tropics And then going forward here on the European, that's going to bring quite a bit of rainfall over Florida, maybe another significant flood threat for that area, with more thunderstorms and showers across the north as we get those passing systems. Now, another concerning aspect to all of this will be the temperatures. It's going to get very hot, dangerously hot for a lot of locations across the eastern half of the United States, especially over Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, and even some of the New England states over here really need to be watching the temperatures closely, because there is certainly some heat products that will possibly be issued. We're all, half of the Ohio Valley is already under an excessive heat watch because of temperatures that could breach triple digits. Yes, 100 plus degree temperatures with dew points in the mid 60s, upper 60s can make temperatures feel like 105, maybe 110. That's how high it might feel, or how hot it could feel. So when we look at those temperatures overnight tonight, temperatures in the 70s and 80s area-wide across the Midwest, the high plains, the southern plains, the deep south. Going to have a very warm night tonight. So hopefully you have your AC unit checked out. Make sure it's working really good, because you're going to need it. Because tomorrow it's going to warm right back up into the upper 90s to right around 100 degrees across much of the Midwest. The midsection not going to feel good at all tomorrow with those temperatures, with the humidity that's going to be a problem. And then, of course, over the desert Southwest, not as hot as it could be, but still on the warm side. And then once we go all the way into, say, Sunday night into Monday, really, really warm. Some areas possibly staying as warm as 80 degrees overnight. That is phenomenally warm. That is uncomfortable. You really need to take it easy outside during the day and even overnight. Make sure you're able to sleep well with the AC blasting, because it's going to get really warm yet again. If we get thunderstorms, that's going to increase your dew points a lot more. It's just going to make it feel really uncomfortable. And this is for Monday. And then Monday night, really, really warm into Tuesday morning, really warm to begin with. And each and every day, but it's really going to be on Wednesday and Thursday next week where it really, really gets hot. Look at this. Temperatures in the upper 90s to right around 100 degrees over the Ohio Valley, Indiana, Kentucky, if you're in the Illinois region. Keep that in mind. Look at Michigan, for Pete's sakes. Temperatures are right around 100 degrees. That's about 20 to 30 degrees above average. So certainly some record-breaking temperatures will be possible, and that includes for Friday. So at the end of next week, we're looking at dangerous hot temperatures, with temperatures 20 to 30 degrees above average, especially over the eastern seaboard. We could have some all-time records possible for the month of June for those areas, and then still continuing to be warm for Saturday and even into Sunday. But keep in mind, overnight lows will probably be in the upper 70s to right around the low 80s, maybe even some mid 80s out, or low 80 or even mid 80 temperatures overnight. Look at this. Possibly for Monday morning, look at this. 85 degrees overnight, potentially for Maryland and also for, say, Virginia. That's very uncomfortable, and that's going to really allow temperatures during the day to reach 100 degrees. So keep that in mind. So now when we take a look at our temperature anomaly forecast, the orange areas and red areas denote above average temperatures, and the blue colors denote below average temperatures. So you can see where it's going to be cooler than average and warmer than average on this map. And this is a 5-day average temperature anomaly forecast, kind of the blend of days together. And we can see all the way through into the entire forecast through possibly the next 10 days, temperatures could be at or well above average, potentially record-breaking temperatures for sure in the eastern half of the nation, including for the Northeast. Now, some of you are probably wondering, why are we going to see such far above average temperatures? Now, I don't rarely show this in my videos, but usually in the tropics I typically do, is the 500 height anomaly. All right, so this is basically thicknesses in the atmosphere. So simply way to put it, not all the time, but it's a general rule of thumb for this time of the year. Higher heights usually mean warmer temperatures in the lower and mid levels of the atmosphere, or we can simply use the 850 millibar temperature map to essentially show which areas are going to be able to warm up faster than other areas. So we're just going to go back and look at the 500 millibar height anomaly, or height, or actual heights, not the anomalies. We can see this dome, this ridge of high pressure really going to be building in over the eastern seaboard by the middle of this coming week. So when you get this southwesterly flow around this ridge, typically means some very warm temperatures over Indiana, the Ohio Valley, as well as Pennsylvania. And usually on the downside of a ridge, that's northerly flow, usually brings in cooler air from higher latitudes. So we can see this high really building in by Wednesday, by Thursday next week, even breaching 600 decameters. That's very significant for this latitude for this time of the year. We could see all-time record high heights in this area, and that's the orange area that you see on your screen on those height anomalies. And again, this is going to result in some very warm low-level temperatures, those 850 millibar temperatures, right around 25 to almost 28 degrees Celsius over that area. And that allows the air to mix out really well to the dry adiabatic, and that allows temperatures to really warm up in a hurry from overnight lows, since there's not going to be much in the way of inversions. And so going forward, that high still remains overhead, at least for much of the period. When a trough comes through, though, especially over Indiana, you might see a reduction in those temperatures temporarily before another ridge tries to build on in. One last thing is I want to take a look at the National Weather Service. And there is your excessive heat watch over the southeastern half of Ohio, western Pennsylvania, and the western half of West Virginia. This could probably, or will likely, get expanded to include part of most of Pennsylvania, even New Jersey, as temperatures will likely be in the upper 90s to right around 100 degrees for this location for this time of the year. We got spare the air days ahead for Indiana due to some unhealthy air quality, stagnant air as well. Not a good place to be in for this time of the year with that heat wave that is expected. And of course, we have excessive heat warnings and heat advisories down here across the desert Southwest, including red flag warnings. Not a good situation back west with some strong winds and hot temperatures. Really going to allow some dangerous fire conditions. If we get any fires, those could grow out of control very quickly. But anyways, if you did enjoy today's detailed U.S. weather forecast for June the 15th, 2024 on this fantastic Saturday, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Hit the like button and share this video with your family and friends on social media. As always, we will have to keep an eye now on the Bahamas over the next 3 to 5 days for a possible tropical development. Even so, it is not indicated on the NHC, while we will have to keep an eye on the Gulf. If there's time tomorrow, I will release another tropical weather outlook and discussion on my YouTube channel tomorrow, so please stay tuned for that as well. But otherwise, thank you all for watching, and I might have a video out tomorrow, otherwise on Monday.